Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And the dreaded day has arrived for voice actors. Apparently, they can just take your voice now and use it for ChatGPT.
Apparently, they get sound-alikes.
Sound-alikes. We're going to talk about this situation with Scarlett Johansson. Now, OpenAI is claiming that they did not steal her voice. She said, well, it sounds an awful lot like me, and it was actually named after a movie I was in. Mm-hmm. And
but to be fair, that's like, I mean, it's weird they named it this, but it's also like something that it's not. It's a common word.
Yeah, but she said she had talks with them, and then the talks kind of fell apart. And look, this is like we talked about this with the strikes. Right after the strikes were over, the WGA scrambled to get deals in place with OpenAI and other companies, and some of the ones that did like Darth Vader's voice, whatever it was called, because this is the future. I mean, for better or for worse, you don't have to like it, you don't have to agree with it, but more and more studios are going to use sound-alikes or AI voices, or somebody's going to sell their voice and likeness or whatever to a studio to use forever, because AI is not going anywhere. Unfortunately, it does feel like the cart is getting away from the horse. But if they want your voice bad enough, they can pretty much just come up with something that sounds close.
Oh, 1 second. Look at the more like this part.
Study featuring AI-generated giant rat penis retracted.
I'm sorry.
What the hell?
More like this.
Like I said, the
rat penises, Hollywood.
That's Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is well endowed. Oh my God.
It was funny.
So look, we're living in a very strange time. We're not going to know which end is up. Neither does the rat.
It's AI. It doesn't matter. There was an AI rat pee-pee, so we're good.
Things we didn't think we'd have in this video. So we're gonna talk about this, see if she has a case. They apparently OpenAI took the voice down. It was called Sky or Her or something. But that does now listen to it. We're gonna listen to it. It sounds an awful lot like her. I'm not gonna lie. But that being said, is it actually her? They're claiming no. But studios could do this. We said before, like all it's gonna take is somebody be like, hey, Harrison Ford won't sell his voice to us. We can just do a voice that's very similar to his, and we can do Han Solo audio forever, Indiana Jones audio forever. That's kind of the reality of the situation. There's not much you can do about it. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. You'll get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
If you guys have not picked up Shadowbinders 1, 2, and 3, as well as previously on Clownfish TV and some other Clownfish merchandise, go out to Indiegogo. We're going to give Indiegogo another shot. I know
people said they felt more comfortable.
They said they felt more comfortable. There was some weirdness last time we did a campaign with them. It took us like an extra month to get paid, but people I've talked to said that they've been okay. So we'll give them another shot, see where we're at. But if you missed out, now's your chance. So check it out on Indiegogo. So this is the story. This is
so apparently, from what I'm understanding, was they asked her to do this because she did that movie Her in 2013, where she was kind of an AI voice in that.
Yeah.
And they asked her to do it, and she basically said she didn't feel comfortable doing it, so she said no. And then a couple days before it launched, they tried to get hold of her again and asked her if she was sure. She never got to even get back to them. And then it launched and it sounded like her. So she's like, what the heck? And she sent her lawyers after them because it sounded like her. And they claim that it's not her.
Yeah. So we're gonna read a little bit about this, and then here's the statement. But we're actually gonna listen to her statement read in the voice in question, and it does sound an awful lot like her. But Sam Altman wanted to hire her to do this ChatGPT system voice. So let's go out. I gotta give a hat tip to Victor here on YouTube, who put this video up. And it's her statement read in the AI voice, and you tell me if it sounds like Scarlett Johansson.
Okay, and they're calling it Sky?
Sky.
Okay.
Yes.
Last September, I received an offer from Sam Altman, who wanted to hire me to voice the current ChatGPT 4.0 system.
Sounds like her.
It does.
He told me that he felt that by my voicing the system, I could bridge the gap between tech companies and creatives and help consumers to feel comfortable with the seismic shift concerning humans and AI. He said he felt that my voice would be comforting to people. After much consideration, and for personal reasons, I declined the offer. 9 months later, my friends, family, and the general public all noted how much the newest system named Sky sounded like me.
It does. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like when I first heard this, I'm like, oh, I can't. It's probably just a female voice. I'm like, no, there's certain inflection and tone, and we know it's very easy to just copy somebody's voice. You can just drop an audio file, an MP3.
Oh my gosh, Squid King has recorded himself and then trained it to sound like him, and you can't tell the difference. Like there's some difference as his mom, I can tell, but it's close, like really close, creepily close.
Now, if they had done this without, contacting her, but the fact that she was in active negotiations with them, and all of a sudden this drops, that's a little weird. It's a little weird.
It is weird.
I'm just saying.
When I heard the release demo, I was shocked, angered, and in disbelief that Mr. Altman would pursue a voice that sounded so eerily similar to mine that my closest friends and news outlets could not tell the difference.
Wow.
Mr. Altman even insinuated that the similarity was intentional, tweeting a single word, her, a reference to the film in which I voiced a chat system, Samantha, who forms
yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? To be fair, though, if you're referring to it as her because it's a female version too, I get where she's coming from, and it probably was what he was doing. But they could also make the argument that it sounds like a woman, so referring to it as her.
Yeah.
I mean, they could argue that.
Intimate relationship with a human. 2 days before the ChatGPT 4.0 demo was released, Mr. Altman contacted my agent asking me to reconsider.
Yeah, why would he do that? Why would he do that 2 days? It was already going to release.
Yes.
Right? Asking her to reconsider, how are they going to change it all within 2 days?
Yeah, because I think he knew when this thing dropped, it sounded a hell of a lot like ScarJo.
Mm-hmm.
And they had, and she is litigious. I mean, she went after Disney, for God's sake. I mean, she will take what she thinks she's owed. And yeah, that was, and she has a very distinctive voice. So it wasn't terribly smart of them.
Before we could connect, the system was out there. As a result of their actions, I was forced to hire legal counsel, who wrote 2 letters to Mr. Altman and OpenAI, setting out what they had done and asking them to detail the exact process by which they created the Sky voice. Consequently, OpenAI reluctantly agreed to take down the Sky voice.
The Sky
in a time
voice.
When we are all grappling with deepfakes and the protection of our own likeness, our own work, our own identities, I believe these are questions that deserve absolute clarity.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. This is like, I mean, it's not just voice actors' worst nightmare, it's actors' worst nightmares too, because it's just like everybody can be replaced at this point.
Now they're claiming they hired somebody else to do it, which, to be fair, there are people that sound like, or they can imitate other actors, and it's possible that they just hired somebody else and then tweaked it a little bit. But you know what I mean? They claim they hired somebody else. And if they can prove they hired somebody else, you can't say you can't work as a voice actor because you sound too much like me. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's the thing. Like, you can't really because if you could copyright a voice or something, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't even be able to do parodies like everybody does, like a Jack Nicholson impression. You wouldn't even be able to do that because it's like, well, that sounds too much like Jack Nicholson. So this is a statement provided to The Verge after the article was published. Altman from OpenAI said, "The voice of Sky is not Scarlett Johansson's, and it never was intended to resemble hers. We cast the voice actor behind Sky's voice before any outreach to Ms. Johansson. Out of respect for Ms. Johansson, we have paused using Sky's voice in our products. We are sorry to Ms. Johansson that we didn't communicate better."
But, wait, this doesn't make sense. If they hired this person before her, let's argue, you can say that they did. And then they thought, well, she sounds like Scarlett Johansson, might as well go get Scarlett Johansson or whatever. Why would they take it down? Like, if I knew for sure I didn't violate anything and I can prove that I hired somebody else and I can prove my timeline, why would you take it down?
Yeah, that's
an awful lot of money to lose.
That is an awful lot of money to lose. Yeah, because I think most people who hear that are like, wait a minute, wait a damn minute. She talked to you guys at some point. This voice sounds an awful lot like hers. An awful lot. Like if you told me that was Scarlett Johansson doing a podcast or something, I would have believed you. Except for the inflection stuff, it's off. But we're getting to a place where, yeah, pretty much anybody's replaceable, and this is one of the things that they struck for. And the WGA immediately is like, yeah, we're just going to sell everybody's voices. We're just going to do that. But if somebody like ScarJo is that easily replaced, what hope does any other voice actor have? I mean, that's what's scary about it, right? I mean, if you are a voice actor, I know people are out there like, hey, screw them. A lot of them are awful people. And yeah, there are some awful people that work in that industry, but it's just like, I'm sorry, I can't stop looking at the mouse penis.
I know. I'm telling
it's just
you.
There looking at me.
I couldn't not see it.
It looks like a gourd, but no, it's a big mouse dick.
I was like, you're talking about it. I said more like this, and I was like, what?
I'm trying to be all like serious, and there's a mouse penis.
I know. Okay, just don't look at it.
I'm trying not to look at it, but the more I try not to look at it, the more I'm looking at it. And for those of you, because Geeky's probably bobbing in front of it. There it is, right there. It's a diagram. It's faked. Again, this is faked stuff. But yeah, this is this is going to be a career-ending thing for everybody. And it's like the reason that the strikes played out the way they played out was that the people that are left are going to get better deals. But they even said, like in Japan, the other video I did talking about how Hollywood on the down low has already been using AI. They've got studios, they've got companies set up now that can do AI translations of foreign films and also dub the dialogue and also track the lip syncing to the dubbed AI dialogue. I mean, it's scary. You can technically have somebody play their role and then in Dutch or whatever, and then they're German or whatever, and then that voice will be used to synthesize an English version of it,
as long as they have the permission to do it.
As long as they have the permission. But then the flip side of that is then the original actor or actress, their voice is being used in all the other languages too.
But that's going to put people out of work other places.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It's also funny though, because for example, like in animation, if you hear Scooby-Doo in French and hear Scooby-Doo and they're like what's supposed to sound like, huge difference. No, Scooby-Doo's voice is like really deep. And it's a very big difference, because when I was in France, they were playing Scooby-Doo and I just busted out laughing because I was like, wait, what? It was so off. Anyway.
Oh, God. Yeah, so they pulled it. They pulled it. So I think she has a case, especially since
they can prove. I mean, as long as they can't prove that they're telling the truth, which is they hired somebody else, and even if they hired somebody else after her, they found it sounded alike because she wouldn't do it. I don't think there's any rule that says you can't have somebody that sounds like somebody.
That's the problem.
I mean, but then why take it down if you didn't think that she, had a reason to go after you? I don't know.
Yeah, so they said, OpenAI is keen to rule out that Johansson was not the source for Sky. The company said it's unwilling to reveal who the voice actor actually is.
That's weird, because you're going to get sued. Okay, but we're not going to tell you who it was. Why won't you tell somebody? I'm sure the voice actor would not mind having credit.
I don't know, because I know, I did a video like a month ago talking about Tomb Raider and, the voice actress behind Lara Croft. Like, that was a whole mystery. And even like video game characters, especially, Pinky Boo was watching a documentary on Space Channel 5, and it's still up for debate who the voice of Ooh La La was.
She loves that so much. No, I guess the fact is somebody might not want to be revealed, and the fact that it's ChatGPT and they took the work, but they don't want anybody, like other voice actors, know it was them that took the work.
Oh my God, wouldn't it be wild if it was like a ScarJo sound-alike in like one of the Disney animated MCU projects? It's supposed to be Black Widow, and she took it because she sounded like ScarJo, and then it was like, oh crap. Yeah. I mean, I'd be like,
I guess there's that, but it's just weird.
Yeah,
there's a lot of weirdness around.
A lot of weirdness. So there we go, guys. ScarJo, Robo ScarJo, and she's on the warpath again.
Robo ScarJo,
and rat penises, and all that fun stuff.
Well, she slaps those down. We already know.
So again, guys, check out Indiegogo, Shadowbinders 123. Previously on Clownfish TV, we got some pins, we got some other stuff. And basically, if you've missed any of our stuff, we got it here, except for Crimson Wren. That's gonna be a separate campaign. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.